I'd like to now invite Major Retired Ken Griffiths from Rousey to say a few words from our sponsor.
As a sponsor of this amazing event, let me begin by explaining a little bit about my organization. The Royal Alberta United Services Institute, or Rousey, began as the Alberta Military Institute in 1920. In 1947, it became the Alberta United Services Institute, and finally the prefix Royal was added by a royal granting in 1975. Over the years, the Institute has provided funds for reserves, bursaries, cadet corps, and veterans groups. In addition, the Institute has assisted with special commemorative services. It has evolved into a Canadian-based think tank with the mission of cultivating networks of influencers in global civil society to present original thought on trending issues as they relate to global security and defense. Sounds pretty heavy, doesn't it? With a long history of sponsoring cadet events such as tattoos and awards, it's our honor to support this tri-service Coronation Ball. This event tonight will provide an opportunity for young Canadians to gather and celebrate the coronation, as well as to learn about the role of the monarchy, the impact of this change on Canada and the Canadian Armed Forces, and the duties and responsibilities of citizenship in this regard. Now some history. The Government of Canada held a celebration in honor of His Majesty King Charles III's coronation on Saturday, May 6, 2023 in Ottawa. Looking to the future and inspired by values shared by Canada, His Majesty, such as the protection of the environment, the importance of service to others, and highlighting the diversity of our country, the ceremony brought together artists and speakers whose different experiences reflect this vision. At its heart, the ritual was simple. The people acclaimed a new sovereign. He was blessed with holy oil and invested with ancient symbols of the sovereignty, such as a ring, an orb, and scepters, culminating with the placing on his head of the crown, chief symbol of considerable weight, both physically and morally. The Queen Consort was also crowned to fulfill her supportive role. They then received Holy Communion. The King left the Abbey to receive acclamation of the world, which welcomed him with a gorgeous procession, balcony appearances, and several more days of concerts, shared community lunches, fireworks, and purposeful service to others. Now, you may ask yourself, what is the monarchy? Well, His Majesty's role is to unite Canadians and give a collective sense of belonging to our country. In his declaration of the Accession Council on September 10th, 2022, His Majesty King Charles III stated, "I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty, which have now passed to me. In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and seek peace, harmony, and prosperity of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world." In today's constitutional monarchy, His Majesty King Charles III is King of Canada and Canada's head of state. He is the personal embodiment of the Crown in Canada. New Canadians swear allegiance to the King. So do members of Parliament and legislatures, the military and police officers. We do not share or swear allegiance to a flag or a document like a constitution, or a political entity. Rather, we swear allegiance to a person who embodies all of these as well as our collective values as a people. In Canada's system of government, the power to govern is vested in the Crown, but entrusted to the government to exercise on behalf and in the interest of the people. The Governor General and the 10 Lieutenant Governors represent the Crown in Canada and act on the monarch's behalf. The Governor General's role and responsibilities consist mainly in carrying out the duties on behalf of the King. For example, she presides over the swearing in of Prime Ministers, Chief Justice of Canada, and Cabinet Ministers. The Lieutenant Governors of the provinces perform similar duties at the provincial level. For example, Her Honor Salma Lakhani safeguards the Constitution and traditions and principles that stand at the heart of our Canadian system of government. She and her husband, the Honors, both attend a wide range of ceremonies throughout the year to honor great Albertans from all regions and walks of life. And they travel throughout the province to celebrate special events and milestones, such as this. And finally, she serves as patron or honorary patron to many service and community organizations. The Parliament of Canada consists of the King, the Senate, and the House of Commons. The province's legislatures consist of the Lieutenant Governor and the elected Assembly. His Majesty's representatives act on the advice of the Prime Minister or the ministers responsible to the House of Commons or the provincial legislative assemblies. So that is the history, and that's the learning lesson for tonight, because it's like being in school. There has to be something that we're all learning, and we never stop learning. So for all of you, what does this mean? What will change now that we have a king instead of a queen? Well, the most noticeable change will be the images on stamps and currency, and the image of the crown on hat badges and rank insignia. From 1902 to 1953, a stylized image of the Tudor crown, or the King's crown, was used on the coat of arms, badges, and logos of various other insignia throughout the Commonwealth realms to symbolize the crown and the monarch's royal authority. The St. Edward crown, or the Queen's crown, was widely used as an emblem of the Commonwealth, being incorporated into a multitude of emblems and insignia. During the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, it was found on the royal cipher, the Canadian coat of arms, the Canadian Armed Forces and RCMP hat badges, and other accoutrements such as rank badges. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth, the design of King Charles III's royal cipher was announced in September 2022, which featured the Tudor crown rather than the St. Edward's crown. And if you look at the place settings and agendas that are on your table, you'll see the crown above the royal cipher. According to the College of Arms, it's envisioned that the Tudor crown will be used in representations of the royal arms and badges and military uniforms. So yes, all of the crowns on your badges and uniforms will eventually change to reflect a new crown for our king. Canada has also created a crown symbol for our king. The Canadian Royal Crown is a heraldic emblem and not a physical object. So it's not a real crown, it's just a design. That design was approved in April 2023 by His Majesty the King. The Royal Crown is an important symbol of the sovereign's authority, the Canadian monarchy, and the state acting in the sovereign's name. The new version shares many features with other heraldic versions of the Royal Crown, but also incorporates elements emphasizing Canadian identity of the monarchy. So what will this all cost Canadians? Well, the cost of the monarchy in Canada is approximately $1.53 per capita. That's $1.53 for each Canadian every year. This includes the Governor General, the 10 provincial lieutenant governors, their official residences, the staff, administration, travel, security, and office supplies. Not bad for $1.53 each. According to the Monarchist League of Canada, this amount is about the price of a large cup of coffee at Tim Hortons. The overall cost is far less than other national institutes. For example, the House of Commons, which is $13.33 per Canadian, the Senate, $2.57, and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, $31.86. So really, we get a heck of a deal for our very small investment. What can you do as a citizen and cadet? So this is the bottom line of why I'm here. I'm going to challenge you to do all of these things in the name of our new monarch, our King of Canada. First of all, have a positive impact on local communities, contributing to your community's strength and vibrancy. Help those in your community, for example, through volunteering. Express your opinions freely while respecting the rights and freedoms of others. Take responsibility to protect our environment and to preserve our heritage. Strive to eliminate discrimination and injustice. Obey Canadian law. Conduct yourself in an ethical and socially responsible way. Demonstrate fitness and a healthy lifestyle. Develop an understanding of and appreciation for community membership and involvement within the cadet, local, regional, provincial, national, and global communities. Acquire an acceptance of and respect for multiculturalism within Canada and the world. Now, this probably doesn't sound like anything new for all of the youth in this room, because all of this is clearly in line with the aim of the cadet program, to develop in youth the attributes of good citizenship and leadership, promote physical fitness, and stimulate the interest of youth in the sea, land, and air activities of the Canadian Forces. So in closing, I would like to touch back on my organization. Rousey offers a great many educational and networking opportunities for cadets and their families. The Rocky Mountain Conference on Security and Defense comprises a series of hour-long online dialogues between subject matter experts and the audience to analyze the full spectrum of global security and defense issues. Following approximately a 20-minute presentation, the audience is encouraged to challenge and discuss with relevant questions. We offer Lunch and Learn series, which is accessible for free to our events and could be of great use to assist cadets in being good global citizens and further your understanding of global events. We could even dedicate future Lunch and Learn events to something of specific interest to the cadets themselves. I invite you to connect with me about ideas for educational opportunities that you would find interesting. So if you're interested in membership with the Royal Alberta United Services Institute, visit our website at www.rousey.ca and have a look around. Membership is a very accessible $10 a year, and I would love to thank you again for participating in this historic event commemorating the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III. Thank you.